think being bad at something is important. And we don't talk about this, but it is so important because growth can look like embarrassment. And I often won't try new things because I won't do it if I'm not good at it. And I know most of us are like that. But we don't realize that everyone was once a beginner and it's all part of the journey. We've sort of cancelled being bad at things. We're chasing perfection from the beginning. And we're scared that people might judge us. But who the hell is people? You don't have to believe this is your final personality and this is who you are. You can become that version of yourself any day that you want to become, and people won't even remember the present embarrassing version of you. We'll sort of cancel being bad at things, and we're chasing perfection from the beginning. We think people are gonna judge us, but who the hell is people? You can become that version of yourself any day. This is not your final personality, and they're not even gonna remember this embarrassing version of you. Think about someone you knew before they completely changed their life. Once they become successful, more pretty, confident, and disciplined, nobody remembers the awkward version of them. Nobody is sitting there thinking about who you were 5 years ago, and nobody gives a shit about how you looked in the past. People only care about how you look in the present, how you are in the present, who you are in the present. So remember this. You can become that version later, but you have to go through the embarrassment first. This whole process is like metamorphosis. Growth can actually look like embarrassment, and you unlock a whole new version of yourself once you're ready for the embarrassment part. And I think it is so important to be bad at things. That actually is the best part. You get to learn and eventually evolve. I changed my mindset. Now I'd rather be bad at things than to never try. Because nobody is born a pro, everybody is noob at first, and it takes practice. The person you're comparing yourself to has lost 30 times and they're still trying. The only difference is they kept believing in themselves, and that's what took them far in life. Because the hardest part of the journey is believing that the road will eventually lead you somewhere you're supposed to be. It will all make sense. It's just part of the movie. You just gotta trust God's plan. Everything that doesn't make sense right now will pretty much make sense when you move ahead in the movie. You don't have to know whether everything will work out or not. You just need to be willing to be bad at something long enough to become good at it. And when you start, you're not supposed to have it all figured out. You'll eventually figure it out, and it's a gradual process. The more you dwell into your journey, the more you'll understand it. And trust me when I say this, because every time I started something that was not my cup of tea, I somehow figured it out, and I made it every time. Your job is to just start, and God will somehow find a way for you. Trust me when I say this, the journey isn't hard, the beginning is. See, starting is the hardest part of it, and then continuing to believe in yourself. Keep believing in yourself because there will be days when you don't want to do it and nothing makes sense. You have to close your eyes and say, I know it's all part of the process. Even if it's not visible, you gotta trust that it's all part of the plan. Sometimes episode 2 doesn't make sense until they release episode 3. And I couldn't find a better example. This is exactly how I wanted to explain it to you. When I started creating content, I was a mess. I had no idea what I was doing. I was literally trying everything. And that's the beauty of it. This is how the beginning is supposed to look like. I was so confused. Oh my god, I had no idea what I was doing. But I did two things. I kept going and I kept believing in myself. And I kept believing that I'll eventually find ways. And rest of the journey got so much easier for me. Beginning is the only scary part because तुमने जब भी give up किया है इसीलिए किया है because you weren't ready to fail and you couldn't trust yourself and you couldn't trust the process. It takes time, but those small investments will make mountain one day. You might feel like every day looks same, but when you look back, you're gonna realize the difference you made.